Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you this morning. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the roads and the radar reports across the area. And first, I'm going to ask you for some details on your snowfall reports from across the area as well as we get started on this.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Okay, we're going to start with a look at and ask for your measurements of snow. I know it's terribly difficult in this very, very windy weather that we have going on here, but here's a picture. I went and measured 7 to 8 spots in the front yard. I measured 8, and this is closest to the average of 4.8 inches of snow. 4.8 inches of snow in South Moorhead today. Now, a lot of neighborhoods are going to have varying amounts because of drifting and blowing. It's very difficult, but the best you can do is give yourself an average of several locations measured across your yard. The headline really is going to be your road reports. So the road reports showing up right here, something that you can pick up on hutchesweather.com out there as well. So I've got a new page for you, but this is basically what we have going on. We have no travel advised through most of northern North Dakota. That's the Devil's Lake Basin in Nelson County, Langdon, Walhalla, straight down the Highway 200 corridor for Eddy and New Rockford, all the way out towards the Montana border. No travel advised. There is a travel alert on I-94 near the Bismarck-Mandan area that starts in western Stutsman County, right at the edge with Kidder County there, where we do have some crashes. All the W's that you see on this map in the southwestern quadrant of the state and southeastern quadrant of the state, those are all incident reports out there. You gotta take it easy on these icy roads. Look at that. Here on I-29, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incidents, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the very latest right now on hutchesweather.com. So let's go to that. Hutchesweather.com is a source for you, but right at the top of the page here, please go visit it because you can get all the links that you need in one-stop shopping here. First and foremost, you can see the radar down below here showing us that we still have snow to contend with throughout the day. Check it out. We do have those snow showers showing up in the northern valley right now, adding up profusely. We do have some light snow showers here in the southern valley, but this band of snow is going to continue to swirl its way around through the eastern third or eastern one half of North Dakota through the overnight hours. Now, notice we talked a little bit about this banding yesterday. We can't see where these isolated bands set up, but here's one. Look at that. Where is that? That's by Marshall, Minnesota, out there near the Canby, Minnesota area, Millbank, South Dakota. These little streaming bands of snow set up, and they can park over one spot for hours, and they can really produce narrow bands of some heavy snow. So there's one setting up right there. You can see that on hutchesweather.com. Okay, so at the top of the page, I've got this icy travel. Please click there for more information and links that you're going to need to make things go. And Joe, my friend, has been making this a user-friendly page here. You can get the latest road conditions by clicking on the button at the top or the big button at the bottom. Here's Hutch's snowfall forecast. I got that 4.8 inch total here, and it's going to snow for the better part of the day. So we're going to be closer to that 4 to 6 possibly here in Fargo by the time things are said and done. What are your reports out there? Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest that's going on across the area right now. But first, I do want to point out that if you click on the road conditions map, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with North Dakota. And I showed you the picture of this, but what I do want to point out is some of these incident reports here that are going on. So as we zoom into a specific area here, just take the Valley City area of I-94. There is an incident taking place there on I-94. The E means it's eastbound. So you can see all this information right off of hutchesweather.com. And again, so there's traffic incidents eastbound I-94 junction at the business route. Expect delays. There's also continuous ice reports in that very same area. So very slippery roads in southeast North Dakota. Now, I will go ahead and on these websites here, I'll have you know that you can take a look and turn on the details with regards to the cameras that are available as well. And you can do that at the bottom of the page. there is a link for that. And when you push that link for the cameras, you're going to be taken to the DOT site that turns on the DOT cameras. You can see, if we look in the Devil's Lake Basin where that heavier snow is, there's 14 cameras up in that area, and we definitely have some tricky travel conditions across the area. Grand Forks, check that page out right there, and we definitely have some very thick snow on the road. The Minot area is seeing some significant snow as well. No travel advised means exactly what it sounds like. Just don't travel if you don't need to across the great state of North Dakota. So that is a look at the North Dakota roads report here on hutchesweather.com. So again, putting that together for you. Now, not only am I stopping at North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota roads, but we've got here for you folks in Montana, Manitoba, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, Saskatchewan. So the heaviest snow overnight set up in Manitoba. A quick check of that showing that in the southern prairie of Manitoba, particularly areas west of Winnipeg, we've got just wet roads in Winnipeg here where you see the black colors, but where you see the yellows, that there is roads that are covered with snow, completely covered. And the reds, well, those roads are very dangerous to be traveling on. Here's the legend. Roads are closed are in the red color here. So those roads are no travel. Dauphin area. As we look off to the east there, Roblin south into Russell, they have a problem there. And all roads in and out and around Brandon are heavily snow covered and closed at this particular time. So that's a look at Manitoba and the area here across the valley. So one thing I want to do right now is take a look at some of the radar returns here, and we'll get that loaded up for you. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the snow reports from across the nation. So this is a map that I'll take a look at with you real quickly so you can get a feel for the snow reports across the area. There's wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour across our area. We'll get to the data here in just a second. These are snow reports that have been turned in from our area. We can see that in and around the Grand Forks area, there are reports of 1.9 inches near the base. As we go into town, it looks like 0.8 inches in Grand Forks. So 1 to 2 inches of snow so far, with snow chances throughout the day. There was a 3-inch measurement at 7 a.m. This was up in the Langdon area. Here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, I just measured 3.8 out in the South Moorhead zone. We're getting measurements from 2.5 to 3.5 in and around town, West Fargo, with some of the more lofty totals there. These were measured at 7 a.m. across much of the area out there, 6 a.m. for the 3-inch total near Fargo. Zooming out into Lakes country, 1.5 inches for Detroit Lakes. It's ramping down just a little bit there, 1.7 inches in Cormorant, 2.5 inches up in Ada, and then along the Highway 75 corridor there in Hendrum, we have 2.5 inches reported there. So thanks for your reports, but this is a look at some of the early totals, and again, snowfall potential throughout the day today is certainly expected in the area. All right, let's take a look at a little bit on the radar here and get some information your way as you're getting ready to head out the door. Or if you're stuck at home, it does look like the greatest impacts to schools. You'll want to check with your school's website. But again, we do have some closed schools out there across the valley in the Devil's Lake Basin this morning. These are all snow reports in blue that are showing up. The radar showing the heavier bands of snow. One in the Black Hills, as we've been talking about, Bristol, Aberdeen, Clark, Sisseton area here. We do have some snow showers going on up to the north and in Fargo. It's light right now, but we'll see the chance of snow persisting throughout the day. We'll go over the forecast here briefly. So the heaviest snow right now in the Devil's Lake Basin up into Walhalla, Cavalier, Langdon. Langdon snowfall report 3 inches. Here's a look from the area near Kitson County at Carlstead, 1.6 inches there. Looking in on Crookston, 2.5 inches for you. How about Babe the Blue Ox in Bemidji? A couple reports from that area. 1 inch of snow, a little bit lower for that area today. And likely things will stay a little lower into central Minnesota for the majority of the day. 1/2 inch in Park Rapids. So if you're traveling west to east on Highway 2, you're going to have rapidly deteriorating conditions as you head into the Red River Valley counties of Minnesota in extreme northwestern and west central Minnesota. 1/2 inch in Fosston as we look in on the fertile area, 2 inches measured there. We already went over Crookston. Mahnomen, you have 1.2 inches. We have southwestern Becker County here. This is at near Cormorant, 5 miles northwest of Cormorant, 1.7 inches there. So that is a look at that. Now factor in the wind gusts right now along with the snow, And we have some, look at this. I said 55 miles per hour or plus. We've got 55-mile-per-hour gusts in the Garrison area, and out in Minot, we've got a wind gust now. This is now 63 miles per hour right now, 63 mile per hour gusts in Minot, making things terribly dangerous on area roads. And 60 mile per hour gusts, folks, can cause vehicles to overturn, particularly those empty ones. So that's coming at us from the north and west. So basically, east-west travel across the region will be challenging, to say the very least, as we go through. So please keep that in mind there as you're going through, that we have terrible wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. Look at Castleton, 58 mile per hour gusts, 51 in Jamestown. Get into Fargo, the wind gusts aren't so bad right now, 37 miles per hour. And we have 44 mile per hour gusts in Devil's Lake. Grand Forks 43 and 54 in Belcourt. So just terrible travel conditions across the greater part of northern parts of North Dakota, and the I-94 corridor with a solid 45 to 55 mile per hour gust regime across the entire state of North Dakota and into northern South Dakota. Look at Pierre, 52 mile per hour gusts there. So we definitely have some windy conditions out here in the Red River Valley. Looking off in the Pacific Northwest, there's another storm hitting there as well. But for us, let's take a look at the very latest from our friends at the National Weather Service as well. So I'm going to go ahead and load up their, let's go to hutchesweather.com. Hutchesweather.com is a great place for you to check that out as well. Let's go right there. Here we go. Okay, on hutchesweather.com, and this little orange button on my winter page, you click this for information here, and you're going to look at the road condition reports right here, but we can also take a look at your viewer pics that have been uploaded, and as you scroll down, you're going to see more details on these road condition maps out here as well. So basically, all of this information is put here for you. We do have a few links as well. Let's see if I have the other links. On the road condition maps link, I'll fix this for you later, but basically there's also the National Weather Service forecast page areas here. If we go click on this, you can see the latest watches and warnings directly from the National Weather Service forecast office here in the Grand Forks area. So if we go to the Grand Forks main page, we have the winter storm warning continuing for the Devil's Lake Basin and Langdon, Rugby, Bottineau, Harvey, and Wells County included. Winter weather advisories up and down the Red River Valley as snow early in the day is approaching 3 to 5 inches in parts of the area of Fargo-Moorhead. There will be some concerns of wind and snow throughout the day continuing here. So that's a look at the latest watches and warnings there directly from the National Weather Service forecast office here in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Now, if we want to take a look at what's going on the Bismarck page, we can do the very same thing here. And this is a look at their latest winter weather page here with a blizzard warning that looks like it's continuing up there in parts of northeast Montana, and winter storm warnings for Minot, McLean County, Sheridan County, and Wells County right here in the central part of the state. So that is another place where you can take a look at the latest going on there. Now, back to temperatures we go. It is cold out there. We have 25 degrees in Fargo right now, 25 degrees. It was 53 not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. Unbelievable. Okay, I was talking about the cold air coming in single digits to near zero. Tonight and tomorrow, western parts of North Dakota will have near zero or below zero morning lows thanks to the fresh snow and the decreasing wind expected. So that starts out west tomorrow morning. That is your Thursday morning. And then on Friday morning here in the valley, we'll have a chance at seeing some near zero readings here, particularly in areas with the snowiest and loftiest of the snowfall totals across the area. So that's what we have going on there. Now let's take a look at what we have going on. Again, another look at that radar for you here as we go through. And then I'll wrap this update up here with a look at the forecast. So let's take a look at what's going on there as we head into your afternoon hours. So let's go ahead and head on up over to your forecast page here and take a look at the latest model guidance, shall we? This is where we're going to get a feel for what the morning models are showing us with respect to this storm system here. So when we look at what's going on here in the Northern Plains, this is a look at the low pressure center. It's located right there over the Pembina area between the border crossing and the areas into Winnipeg. Go get the little bit more previous model run here that'll carry me through just a little bit more. Okay, so here we go with the snow showers that we see north. Those are going to continue throughout the day. The time here is evening, so we're going to have snow showers and very gusty winds in eastern North Dakota through the evening. The isobars get farther apart as we get into your evening commute in western North Dakota as the wind starts ending there. The gustiest of the winds will be ending in eastern Montana as well as we go into the evening hours. That will set the stage for brutally cold temperatures. But in the meantime, the snow showers are set to continue. Additional snow from this, we can take a look at that as we go through. The wind continues into Thursday morning across all of Minnesota. Should start decreasing a bit in the valley towards morning. So we're going to have overnight winds, not as strong as they are now, not the 50-mile-per-hour variety, but 35 to 40 miles per hour for many as we start the day in the valley and out into the east into Minnesota before that wraps up. There's the cold high pressure system moving in right for your Friday morning, and that is going to cause temperatures to be the coldest on Friday morning and maybe even Saturday morning for many of us here in the Red River Valley. Models have not done a good job. I gave you Hutch's hunch on this about 3-4 days ago. Where we get the deep snow, we're going to have near zero temperatures, and that's what I think is still going to happen. Here's a look at the snowfall potential with this particular model, and let's go ahead and take a look at additional snow from here on out. So we'll take a look at the let's go with the 24-hour snow totals that'll be ending here. Okay, so here is where the model is saying that the brunt of the snow is going to be taking place as we go through now and ending as we get into Thursday morning. Notice an enhancement of snow out there in places like Becker County, Otter Tail County. So you're not done there on the western fringes of those counties. See that? So for Fergus Falls, for you in Pelican Rapids, for you in Lake Park and Audubon, those areas have a chance at picking up some more significant snow. Then all the way into the middle of the morning tomorrow, the snowfall will be the greatest here in the valley. It looks like Fargo stands to see another inch or two from this system throughout the day. Same thing goes for Grand Forks, with another 4 to 6 inches possible in and around Bottineau with this particular system. And that's what this model is saying. We will look at one more just for consensus here. And as we do take a look at, we'll take a look at this model here. It's just now coming in too. So it's very similar, and it does show that the western reaches of Minnesota, another inch to 3 inches there, and another 1 to 4 inches possible up in the Bottineau Hills area, another 1 to 4 inches possible in and around the Devil's Lake Basin as we go through the day. So our eastern North Dakota counties, the Red River Valley counties, stand to see some additional snowfall. And I think Hutch's forecast for snowfall is pretty much on track as we take a look at that one last time here. And then that's a look at your forecast, so we'll get that out there as well. Here is a look, and we'll look at Minnesota roads real quick too, and I do want to see if there's any questions. So I'm kind of perusing everything right here, right now. Thanks, Josh. The sending of stars has been messed up on my Facebook page here. There's not a way to do it unless you watch not a live post. So if you look at the top of the post, it says was live or live. They're turned off on those for some reason by Facebook, and I cannot figure it out. They're helping me try to figure it out now. But for now, the only options are to go to a reel of mine. Reels have stars enabled, apparently, and all of videos, short video posts are also enabled. Park Rapids has an inch. Thanks for your report, Cheryl. I appreciate it very much. Great day in Munich. I'll bet it is. Stay indoors, Doreen. It's just a terrible windy day. Highway 4 about an inch in Park Rapids. Thanks again. And Jerry says, appreciate the reports. Thank you for watching. It's glorious outside. Loving it. Sarah says she enjoys the big time change, and good morning coffee is brewing upstairs as well for Hutch. I didn't stop drinking coffee till 11 o'clock last night and had a hard time getting to bed after a busy day of coverage. And here we go again today. We'll keep you on top of stuff. So the highlights for the day appear to be a couple of different things. Number one, your road reports for North Dakota. No travel advised. Now we're going to go to Minnesota. No travel advised for northern North Dakota in the Devil's Lake Basin straight out to Williston. We have very icy roads. A number of incidents that you see here in the Fargo Valley City area. All these W's are crashes on the interstate. So it's a very busy morning, and please be extra careful of our first responders out there responding and helping all of us clear accidents, clear the roads, and get people to safety. Please slow it down. Do not use cruise control. It is very icy out there. Okay, now let's take a look at the Minnesota roads, shall we? Because let's take a look. The impacts of snowfall out there in Minnesota a lot lower, but we do have some areas here showing that we have some roads that are a little bit difficult to travel. Completely covered roads are in pink on the Minnesota map, so that you know. And here, as we go, Highway 75 from Beltrami all the way down toward the Felton area, reported to be completely covered, and it sure looks very icy there. So this is a look at the Beltrami area on Highway 9. You can't measure snow from a picture, but there's certainly some accumulation on the highway there. Here's the Hendrum area, and that east-west road not taking on as much snow, so there's been a couple of plow passes through there. Taking a look at that Highway 2 corridor as you look into that East Grand Forks to Fisher area and in towards Crookston, there is some pasty roads, we will call it there. So please slow down, travel with care. Thief River Falls, we do have some ice and spots showing up there. It looks like there's some wet roads as we take a look at the big picture here, with just a little bit of snow that's not completely covering the field that's plowed over there. Now, as you go out towards Warren and get into the Red River Valley, that's where things really are a little bit more impactful on area roads. So the Red River Valley counties, that's Highway 9, Highway 75, and then up here near Carlstead, we have some tricky travel there. This was last taken in the dark, so I don't know how reliable that particular picture is. Let's look at Badger up here in central Roseau County and western Roseau County as you get towards Roseau. And roads there, not bad. Look at that. Not much snow at all in Roseau based on when that picture was taken. Up near the international border near Pembina, here is a look. And again, we have snow and icy roads taking place there. Folks, gusty winds right now. Winds gusting to 50 miles per hour. And it looks like we've answered most of your questions. Snowing north of Bemidji. Thanks, Joanne, for your report. Let's take a look over here on the YouTube side of things as well to see if there's any comments here. Benjamin says, morning. A little slick on the curvaceous roads west of Hankinson. Very gusty here. Not bad visibility, though. And Ben loves the website. I really appreciate your feedback on all of this. My camera shot stopped working on me in the middle of my broadcast here, so I had to restart. That's why if you saw some jankiness to my stream, I had to restart my broadcasting software a couple times, but I was not going to let the camera slow me down, so I'll figure that out later. But for now, this is what we have going on. You're looking at temperatures that are falling into the 20s, will continue falling throughout the day. We have 16 degrees up here in Estevan. We have 12 degrees as we get up north of Plentywood and Scobie, Montana. 18 degrees Glasgow to Wolf Point, and that includes Watford City as well. How about Tioga with 16 degrees? No travel advised. Northern parts of North Dakota along Highway 2 from Devil's Lake straight out to Williston. Travel alert to Bismarck Zone. As we take a look out there, we have definitely some tricky travel going on there. And we'll take a look now at some camera pictures from North Dakota Road Reports and get you a picture of what things are looking like. So you don't have to go out and drive in it, right? That's right, eh? We don't want you doing that. Let's take a look at the capital city here in and around the Bismarck area. This is what it looks like there. Okay, so visibility, this is on top of the Capitol, so you're actually up in the clouds in some of this. But here's what the roads look like at road level here, down in the Bismarck area. So there's some tricky travel there. There's no roads closed in and around the Bismarck zone, so keep that in mind, but it is mighty icy. So we look out in Jamestown on I-94. Here's what things are looking like there. And again, the road appears to be very travelable, but again, there's a number of crashes on I-94 between Jamestown and Fargo. So keep that in mind. It is icy, folks. And as we take a look here in the Fargo zone, we have West Fargo. You can certainly see that there was an enhancement of snow here in the Fargo area, and it's compacted ice on I-94 there as you get to the Big Bend heading out of town on the West Fargo side. And that's some solid ice on the interstate, so keep that in mind. Now, as we go up to Grand Forks, we'll take a look in your zone. It looks very similar to Fargo, maybe not quite as much compressed ice on the road at this particular location of Highway 2. And then you get into the Devil's Lake Basin here. And let's go ahead and take a look right in toward the Devil's Lake area. This is a look just outside of town, Highway 2. We do have plenty of snow out there. Looks like visibility is more than a mile, so that's a good thing. But as you continue down Highway 2, let's check out the Botno area here. This is Wolford. Okay, so we get up into the Wolford zone. We got completely covered roads. You can certainly see visibility down to what appears to be under a mile. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 power poles, and then it starts getting a little bit difficult to see. Now we get up a little bit closer to Rolla. Let's see what's going on up here on the Dunseith area, 281. And we do have some visibility good that's decent there. Snowfall doesn't appear to be too deep on the area roads there in Dunseith, but get on the other side of Botno here, and we have more snow on the roads and definitely some reduced visibility there. So difficult travel across the region. That's what things are looking like across the great state of North Dakota on this snowy Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thanks for joining me right here. Remember, you can get the very latest by heading over to hutchesweather.com, hutchesweather.com, showing the latest. And again, it's difficult to measure snow, but I sure appreciate your uploads of photos showing your rulers in the snow. They can look like Hutch's ruler here. You take several measurements and you get out there and you just do your best. And it might look like a picture like this. That's okay. It's okay if you just take a few pictures and average them and then try to find one that's closest to the average and give us a picture of that, because on these windy days, it is a difficulty to measure. It will vary from neighborhood to neighborhood. You're not doing it wrong. You're going to take measurements. Don't take them in the drifts next to your house. Don't take them in the drifts downwind from your cars. That's going to either give you too much or too little. Some areas are completely barren of snow, right, that get wind swept. But we are seeing significant measurable snow. Reports in and around the Fargo area this morning were close to 3. It looks like here in Moorhead on the south side in my neighborhood, the way the winds are whipping around, the houses can certainly add to some of that drifting that goes on in your neighborhood. It looks like a solid 4.5 to 5. I'm calling it 4.8, the average of the measurements that I took this morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm Hutch Johnson. You can get the latest on Hutch's Weather anytime. Give me your comments below. Let me know what you think of the website and if there's other things you'd like to see. We got about 3 inches of snow, says Ethan. Ethan, let me know where you're at, too. That really does help with the snowfall measurements. If you're traveling to the St. Paul area, it's just snow showers there, Winnie says. That's true. You got to wait. You're going to wait until you get closer to the Red River Valley before you start seeing the impacts of this particular weather-making system here. It will swing out into the cities a little bit later, but it doesn't look like it'll be nearly as heavy. Okay, that takes care of it. You have a wonderful day. I'll be checking back regularly here on Hutch.